All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Thursday morning Inner Circle Live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. I hope everybody is doing well today. We are going to dive in, man. We have some movement overnight, which was good to see waking up this morning. So as always, let's turn off all distractions, prepare your minds and your bodies to engage as you guys always do. Grab a pen and paper for notes, and let's participate and engage. So we're going to take a quick look at fundamentals. Not a ton happening as it's been a slow week from a fundamental perspective, even though we've had some central bank speakers come to the microphone. But we'll do that, and then we'll dive into the charts. Looking at the charts today, I want to cover just a couple pairs, and then I want to take a look at any pairs that you guys have your eyes on that you want me to take a look at. All right, so let's rock, man. Real quick, just drop me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay, and if you can see my screen. Perfect. All right, so a couple things overnight. Germany inflation rate rises less than expected. The annual inflation rate in Germany edged higher to 8.7% in January from a 4-month low of 8.6 in December, but below forecast of 8.9. Compared to the previous month, the CPI went up 1%. Revised to a 0.8% fall in December when the federal one-off payment to lower household natural gas bills came into effect. Right, so they continue to do their thing as far as managing the natural gas situation in Europe overall. So those fears that we had regarding it being a cold winter. It didn't really happen. Didn't really happen as severe as it was expected to be. So that is the deal there. Then that's really the big one. Oil steadies. They're digesting some of the central bank speakers coming to the microphone yesterday, basically stating that interest rates will have to be held higher for longer, which is a interesting development and kind of change in tone. So it whoops, hold on, there we go. Change in tone. So it'll be interesting to see how things continue to move from that perspective. So that's it there. Over to the calendar. Today, not much. Monetary policy report hearing came out this morning for the pound. And then tonight you have a monetary policy statement for the Aussie. But that's pretty much it for today. And then tomorrow, there we go. Then tomorrow, you got GDP month over month coming out of the UK. You got employment change and unemployment rate for Canada. Then you got preliminary consumer sentiment for the United States. And then you got another central bank speaker coming to the microphone as well tomorrow morning. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the week. So any questions from a fundamental perspective? No? All right. So let's hop over to the charts. The dollar, right? We've been talking about the dollar had this beautiful strong push to the upside. Now we're getting this retracement. We're looking for it to come back to this daily support level, which was resistance here, right? So we're just looking for this retest off of the break. All right, looking for a retest off of the break. And that's what we're in the process of getting, right? So we'll see once price gets there, if this level holds and then gives us that push to the upside, right? So that's just a quick look at the dollar. It's doing what we anticipated, right? So that's that move there. Okay, so look for that to continue to press down a little bit. We'll get some back and forth, but look for it to continue to press down. And then once we get there, we'll see if that level holds. If it does, look for a bounce back to the upside. And we'll look for those dollar pairs and dollar crosses to also reverse. All right. So that is the dollar. I'm going to hop over to the CAD Swiss really quickly. I posted this in the Discord channel this morning. Overall, right, we've been watching this fresh AB boundary off the daily time frame, right? And it's just been hovering here. We got a monthly, weekly, and daily support levels here that price has just been hovering at. And so as we come to the 4-hour time frame, right, we zoom out, and that's the range that we're stuck in, okay? And we've pushed back down to this daily support level, right, the bottom of the range, and looking at a potential reversal and push back to the top of the range, right? So we're trying to get some action here and push back up, okay? So as we come down to the 1 on the 1-hour time frame, right, we looked at this coming out of the weekend, so we're looking for this retracement to happen, right? And we got it beautifully. We got a 786 retracement here, right? Nice deep push, took back almost all of this move to the upside. And now price is turning over, right? Now price is turning over. So looking for potential, right? That 786, that 86 matching extension levels are in line with the retracement, right? And that daily resistance level on the top of that range, okay? So looking at price, potentially to push back up to the top of that range here, okay? And what I posted in the Discord this morning was on your 15, right? We were looking at this from two perspectives. On the 1 hour, we have that fib coming off the low, right? And you got that deep 8-6 retracement here on the 15-minute time frame, right? But if you run your fib off the top, you run your fib off the high, you have your 80-20, right? 80-20 scenario here. And you see price was hovering in the cloud, and we got the strong bullish push up here, right? We got a bullish cloud ahead, and we got a TK crossover, right? So here we are making that transition, making that swing off of that retracement, now looking to get bullish here. Okay, so not sure if anybody saw that or was able to take this position when I posted it about an hour ago, but pushing to the upside. Right, so now we're just monitoring this trade as it moves. All right, later on in the week. So if you're looking to be out of your trades, excuse me, by the end of the week, this one might take a little bit of time to fully develop and push back to the top of that range. But right, as it's moving now, all right, we have an opportunity to take that to the upside. Okay. Any questions on this CAD Swiss? And then as we drop down to the 5, another perspective here, right? We drop down to the 5, we got the 80-20 scenario, right? And then looking at it here, just on the sub fibs, right? Because we got the break of the cloud here, right? That was the original break. When I posted it, it was around this area here. So we run our fib to the upside, and we see this pullback here gave us a 786 retracement, right? Push down, retracement, push up, hit the matching D extension. Now we got price making those higher highs and higher lows, right? It came back, retested the cloud, and pushed into the upside. Oh, great work, Joy. Been in it since the beginning. I love it. Good patience. Good patience. I know you said you closed your you closed your screen on that one, so you couldn't watch it. That's a beautiful thing. Great work. So now we're pushing, right? Now we're pushing. So monitor this one as it goes. getting a retracement right now. You'll have another fib on the 5-minute time frame pop in. Excuse me. And we'll be on the go. Okay. We'll be on the go. All right. So that's the CAD Swiss. Benny talked about this one last night. That's pound dollar. Right. And we've been watching this. We've been watching it, right? As it's ranging, 50% retracement, push down, right? Strong push to the downside. We get those fundamental occurrences. We know the market likes to take back a portion of those moves. And that's what it's doing, right? And that's what we anticipated when we get down to the lower time frame. So on the 4, that's the overall move there. We're still in this 80-20 scenario to the downside, but we're getting a retracement in the short term, right? Retracement in the short term, right? That's this move here. Nice pullback off of the fundamental push to the downside. So come down to the 1, and we got this beautiful 80-20 that developed off of that push fundamentally, right? Benny talked about it last night. It's just bouncing around and how you got to just wait and allow the market to do what it's going to do and allow price to push when it's ready. Well, here you go. We got it, right? We got that push to the upside. Okay. So now it's just continuing to track it. So it's just shy of this 382 on the 15, right? Just shy of that. But if it's meant to go higher, coming back into this range here, right? We could see that, right? Get back into that sweet spot that we'd like it to get to, 618, 786 range. Okay. So continue to be patient here, continue to monitor your trade, right? I did close this one out, came just shy of that 382, and that was my target for my position. And now I'm waiting for price to get up here into my sweet spot. All right. And once price gets up here into my sweet spot, I'll take a look for that entry for a move back to the downside with the dollar pairs potentially next week. All right. And as we continue to push up, that matching D extension off of the smaller wave to the upside, right, puts us at a D extension just in line with that 382 and that 50%. Okay. So continue to monitor this one here. As we go to the 15, right, we also had that 80-20 scenario there. And I apologize, I said 15 on the 1 hour, but that's where we are, right? Pushing to the upside. So that's an update on the pound dollar from my original entry to where price currently is. A little less than 100 pips, right? Where I took profit was about 120 pips, right? That's the move there. Boom. All right, 120 pips on the pound dollar. Okay, all off of an 80-20 scenario. All right, happens all of the time. All right, so that's the pound dollar. Any questions on this one? Nope, sweet. Then I'll take a look at this Euro Swiss. Then he posted this one in the Telegram. Euro Swiss, right? Push off the B boundary off the daily time frame, push down into this daily support level, right? Broke it, and now we're pushing back above, right? Broke it, now we're pushing back above. We come to the 4, and we see, right, we got a pretty decent retracement here, right? 50%. This is that break below, and now we're pushing back up, okay? Trying to turn over and see if we can get long. These Swissy pairs have that potential to run for quite a bit, seeing as the dovish nature of Swiss National Bank. All right, so here on the 1, you got a fresh AB boundary. Price was hovering, and now it's trying to push and make its way to the upside, breaking out of that consolidation. Right. So in these scenarios, right, it's not about timing. It's allowing the market to have room and have space to do what it's going to do. But understanding that as long as your risk management is in place, the price will swing, right? So as we come down to the 15, where we posted that position, that idea in the Discord, right? Here it is. Shallow retracement. Shallow retracement. 118, 127 zone. Right? Whoa. There we go. All right. And we were in this consolidation. Price was pushing down, wasn't ready to go just yet. Right. And we stayed below the cloud on the 15. Right. We talk about making sure those confirmations are in place. Right. And making sure that they're met before you enter the trade. Yeah, we had a bullish cloud ahead, but price never broke the cloud. Press down, still never broke the cloud. Right. And so now we come in here, and this is where we got our cloud break. Bang. And we had the bullish cloud ahead, and we had our TK crossover. Now price is on the go to the upside. Right? So that's the move there. And if you're looking at it from the 15, from the 5, you had a little bounce back and forth as price was pushing down here, right? You broke your cloud here, right? This is your cloud break. That would have been the push there, right? If you took that entry, you would have been in a little bit of drawdown, but if you place your stop below the low, right, price pulls back and then takes off. If you waited through that, right, then again, this was your cloud break right here. All right, and now we're off to the races. Currently, we're up 25 pips, right, and price is just getting moving. Just getting moving. All right. So that's the Euro Swiss on its way to the upside. We got quite a bit to go. Back to that level, another 28 pips. Back to the 382. We got another 60 from where price currently is. So looking at potentially another 80 to 100 pips on this move if it gets back to that 382. All right. So those are the three that CAD Swiss, Euro Swiss. Let's take a look at this Aussie CAD real quick. These are the positions that I'm currently in, and just looking at the price action and how it's moving, right? Here on the daily 618 retracement, we got this pullback, and now we're trying to get back long, right? So we come back here to the 4. Price pushed down to that 50% level. Early in the week, we're looking for that retest and then that push, and that's what we're getting, right? So we're looking for price to come back into this zone that it broke out of, all right? We come down to the 1, and you see the position on this. Bang. Right? Shallow retracement. We broke the B boundary, but didn't push into that 118, 127 zone, and now we're on the move to the upside. Okay. And then as we come to the 15, this was the 80-20 play. This was the 80-20 play. Shallow retracement. Even with this push up, we didn't get to that 382. We pushed back down into the zone, didn't get to the D extension. And now we're running. 124 pips. So just off those 3 positions, we're over 300 pips. All right. So that's it, right? So continue to be patient with this Aussie CAD. If you're in it, right, allow price to run. My take profit level is here at the 618 at 93976. That's it. Those are the 3 that I'm currently in. And those are 3 that I got my eyes on right now. As far as taking new positions, my week is wrapped up. That CAD Swiss was the last position that I'm taking this week. I'm at my goal for the week. So, so I'm just allowing those positions to play out as they go. So now I want to open the floor for you guys, right? Any pairs that you have your eyes on. We've been digging in all week. So any pairs that you guys have your eyes on that you want me to take a look at, drop those into the chat for me, and I will take a look at them. An NZD Swiss, yeah, that mug is on the move. Gold, we'll take a look at it. All right. Good deal. NZD Swiss, man, it took off. Let's bounce back and see what happened, right? Because we posted a setup earlier, and it took a little longer to develop, right? So let's check it out. I'm gonna pull these out, clean this up a bit. We'll drop the cloud back on in a second. Back to the daily. Do I not have? Well, here, let's do this. I'm not exactly sure what just happened, so we'll do a full markup on this one. We'll do a full markup on this one. Clean this up. All right, so swing highs and swing lows, right? Support and resistance. Bang. All right. That's in there. We'll mark out our extreme high and the extreme low here on the monthly. Bang. And bang. There we go. All right, so we'll zoom in and we'll drop in the support resistance levels on the monthly time frame. All right. Like so. Support there. Got a resistance there. Resistance there. Okay. Those are the most recent and relevant, right? This isn't a swing high yet because this month is still open, right? So we won't mark that level. We'll see it again on a lower time frame. We'll be able to check it out there. All right, so let's move to the weekly time frame, and here we go. Right, those are those lower levels that we saw in the monthly time frame. Change this to blue, and we got support here. We got resistance here, resistance there, and we'll mark that one so it's not lonely. All right, so we got our weekly levels in, and we see, right, overall long term, price has been pushing down, right? But we came to this key level of support, and in the short term, we've been retracing, right? We've been retracing. So go down to the daily, and we do it all over again, right? Swing highs and swing lows. Turn this red. Level there and a level there. Bang. Okay. Like so, right? We don't have any other support levels yet. This level got broken on this push to the downside. So we're waiting for a swing low to form here. Okay. So we zoom out and we look at this, right? Pull these out. And we look at this. Okay. Price has been pushing down. So if we come all the way back to our high and we plot our fibs from a daily time frame perspective, those got taken out. There you go, right? And this is a longer fib, right? On the daily, it's a longer move, okay? You got a 50% retracement. Price been pushing to the downside, came to that key level, and we got a bounce, right? Broke out, came back and retested. Okay, so that's a longer fib. So we know where we are from that perspective. We'll pull that out. Okay. And we'll zoom in a little bit as we move down to the lower time frames. Okay. So now we zoom in, we go to the 4. And in the short term, price has been pushing to the upside. So we'll come to this low. Boom. And this is what we have here in the short term, right? In this retracement. Double top action right here, price pushing down, right? Price pushing down. And you zoom in, you see, right? You got these breaks and retests, right? Broke out to the downside, pulled back, retested previous level of resistance. Broke out to the downside, came back, retested the previous level of support. All right. So same action is happening here. Broke out. Right. And this was a longer push down. Now we're pulling back. All right. Now we're pulling back. So here on the 4, that's your fib there to the upside. Right. And let's just zoom out. I want to see something here. Let's pull these out for a second. And I'm going to go back to the high here. Let's see what we have. All right, cool. So here on the 4, right, looking at price moving to the downside, it's the overall direction, right? We got this deep 8-6 retracement, right? We got this deep 8-6 retracement. We ran those other fibs off the low, right? These are smaller waves to the upside. And you see that was a fresh AB boundary in that zone, and price started making its way to the downside. All right. So overall, this direction is still down, right? This A has not been taken out. So the direction overall is down, bearish, right? So now as we continue making our way down to the lower time frames, come to the 1, and we zoom out. Here's where things get a little choppy. Right. So we come back here and we look at this. Right. And you see these fibs get taken out time after time. So that's going to continue to happen as we move through this. All right. So they expanded out. Is that part of that sequence? Yes. All right. So this was part of the sequence. They got taken out to the downside there, and price started pushing back to the upside. All right. So let's remove this off the 4. Gonna refresh. There we go. All right. So we're cleaning up. Let's go down to the 1 now, right? So those fibs got taken out to the downside. So we come into this low on the 1, and we start mapping those fibs out to the upside. And this is where we sit here, right? From a longer term perspective, right? That's the capital fib, right? Longer term move. We had this nice push to the downside. So we want to zoom in and look at this move to the downside off the top of the range. Right. And here as we zoom in, we see we got a 382, right? Price pushed down into just shy of that 118 level, and it was trying to reverse. Sorry about that. And now it's trying to reverse, right? Trying to reverse. So we drop down to the 15, and we look at this move again to the downside, right? And we're running those fibs down. And originally, we were looking at this fib here, right? We're looking at this fib here. We had a shallow retracement, very little retracement at all, right? Price pushed down into that 118, 127 zone. We did get a slight push up, but it didn't get back to that 382, right? Momentum was just that strong, right? Price continued pressing to the downside, didn't give us that full retracement, and it hit the D extension, right? After it hit the D extension, then we got, right, that fresh AB boundary. So if we drop the cloud on this and look at it from a cloud perspective, we did get a cloud break on the 15th, right? We did. But momentum was so strong. Well, it wasn't necessarily strong for the Swissy, but the commodity currencies, right, weren't very strong earlier in the week, right? We got that press to the downside and we didn't get that retracement, right? So off that cloud break that we did get, right, price did push 30 pips, right? It did push 30 pips, but then you got that reversal. So on this one, right, I got stopped out, right? I was looking for price to continue pushing there. As price broke, I didn't adjust my stop loss. I kept it wide. Price pushed down, stopped me out. I had my stop below the low, right? I had my stop around this range. I got stopped out, right? Then created that fresh AB boundary, and boom. Now we're off to the races to the upside, right? So we come into this deeper zone here. Okay, and we again let's on that day on the 1 hour time frame. Overall, we know we're bearish, right? So on this 1 hour time frame, we know we already got a 382. On the 1 hour, now we're breaking the cloud here. Okay, we got a bullish Kumo twist ahead. We got our TK crossover, right? We broke this cloud, so we could be in for a deeper retracement here on this NZD Swissy, right? We could see price come back up and retest this previous level of support, 50% 618 retracement level, right? Price is on the move to the upside. So off this, if you took it off this B boundary, right, after it got stopped out, if you got stopped out, right, now you're on the move to the upside with quite a bit more opportunity to go, right? So I am looking for this to move a little bit more, right? That's 30 pips off the cloud break there, right, to that level. I'll bring that 1 hour fib down, but another 30, 40 pips potentially to the upside there. Okay. Here's that 1 hour fib. We'll copy this, take it down. All right, so we'll pull these out. Down to 15. And there it is, right? So that's your 15-minute fib down on your 1 hour fib down on the 15. So now you're looking at potentially price coming to this range here. All right. And that's that break of the support and then coming back to retest that level that it broke out of. Continue, and then potentially continuing the overall direction, right? Which from a higher time frame down, we know is bearish. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for, Joy, right? Price to push back up into this zone here and then get short, right? I think these commodity currencies are going to struggle coming into next week, right? If things continue to start to shift that narrative regarding how long interest rates will have to be held higher, right? We could see the safe haven currencies pick up some steam, or the Swiss pick up some steam from a safe haven perspective. The yen may not, but so that's what I see. I see the commodity currencies taking a back seat. If this narrative that started to shift yesterday continues to increase, and seeing how the data comes out as we continue to move through the month. But I see the dollar picking up steam, right? and investors continuing to be a little skeptical and not being so anxious to put their money in the market. So that's what I see, though. That's what I'm looking for. Price to push back up into this zone. Okay. Questions on the NZD Swissy? No. All right, cool deal. And let's check out. No, to keep it short. Yeah. Gold. On this one, we said we're looking for a breakout to the top side or the bottom, right? And this is on the 1 hour. I'll back it out and take a look at it from a broader perspective, but slowly trickling to the upside, right? Slowly making this move. It broke back above that weekly level, right? So we could, on this one, we'll see how things continue to move, but, right? This was a zone that it broke out of, right? That consolidation there. This was a support level here, right? So this was that zone right there. Strong breakout. Now we're pulling back. So let's go higher and work our way back down. That's what it was off the daily, right? Pushed to that 118 level. And we're getting a breakdown. Strong bearish breakout of that consolidation. Didn't get to the 382. Now we're pulling back. All right. Let me adjust these levels real quick. What we got here? So this is a daily resistance. We'll go back to the weekly. Clean this up a little bit. Let's see. That was weekly resistance there. We broke it. Coming back. We'll take that out. No longer there. There we go. Makes a little bit more sense for us. Now this one can come out. All right, let's go back to the daily now. There we go. All right, so this level also is no longer valid. Nope. This is our next support level. Okay. Got a support level there. Cleaning this up just a little bit from a support resistance perspective so that it actually makes sense, right? So there we go. Okay, so now run that fib back to the upside. Boom. Right? Came down, level of support. Now we're retracing, right? Strong fundamental reaction. Now we're pulling back, right? This is that previous level of support right here, right? So we could be in for that retest like that, right? Could be in for that retest. So let's drop down to the 4, see what it looks like there. Fresh B boundary, the daily level breakdown. Again, that's more detail of that strong move, right? Now we're getting this retracement here, like a little flag pattern, right? So I'm looking for price to come back and retest this level. All right, that's a previous support level. I'm looking for price to come back and retest that. Okay, so that's there on the 4. We drop to the 1. Let's see. Fibs got taken out on us. Let's see. Yeah. Run them there. Here. All right, keep mapping them all the way through. There we go. All right, and here on the 1, that's that 80-20 scenario. All right, push up, bang, beautiful move to the downside. Beautiful move to the downside. All right, so now, again, you see this a little bit more clearly here on the 1. You see that zone that we broke out of. All right, we see that cleanly. So let's look for a retest of 1900. Look for a retest of 1900 and then see if we get an opportunity to get short. All right. So let's see what this is. Yeah, that's that fresh B boundary that we looked at on the downside, right? That's that fresh speed boundary there. So that's what I'm looking for. Retest of that level, and then looking for an opportunity to get short. All right, back into that 618-786 zone. Okay, let's drop down to the 15 and see what we had. I know we had a bunch of sideways movement for a little bit, right? It was bouncing, and we said we wanted to break out in one direction or the other. Slowly moving, didn't give us a strong push, but look at there, right? Look at that. They're always there, regardless of the asset class, regardless of the time frame. 80-20 scenario. Shallow retracement. 118, 127 zone. Did you catch that one, Reese? I missed that earlier in the week. But that's it. All right. That's it. 80-20. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's it. So that's what we're looking for. Retest that daily level, potentially push a little bit higher, and then see if we get back short. That's gold. That's gold. It's on the go, right? It's on the go. Let's see. Let's drop the cloud on and see what that looks like there. Yep.
Hey, Ryan, what did it look like on the 4 hour? Because I could have sworn it was in a deep retracement.
On the 4 hour. I'll bounce back and take a look at it. Yep.
Okay.
All right. It's just been trickling through that cloud. So that's been tough, right? Looking for those confirmations on the 15, right? But it's been moving to the upside nonetheless. Back to the 4. Yeah, it is a deep retracement here on the 4. Yeah. You got your 618 there on that push down. Right. So it's about your overall bias on this one, right? Is your bias long or is it short? Do we see the dollar continuing to gain strength? Which my bias is yes on that, right? So I'm more in favor of the dollar in this scenario, or in this current time, especially with the sentiments that started to come out yesterday regarding keeping those rates higher for longer. I'm looking at the dollar to pick up some more steam. So I see this starting to make its way back down to the downside, right? And then if we break this level here at 1860, right, 1773 will be in the sights. 1773 will be in the sights. All right.
It just trips me out for the last 6 months. It's been in the same spot, like literally.
Yeah.
And this 18, because I still got the 1876 on here, and I'm like, it's just not gonna leave this area. It's just been playing around this area.
Yeah, it has. It has. Right. It definitely has. And gold is always an interesting one, man. You got different it moves with the sequence. But enjoy, you know this because you do a lot of the time frame tracking and when price moves based on the session. But each session, right, the way it was described to me and how I've seen it in the past is each session, even like your Sydney session, and it has a different personality, right? And it moves differently. So, and that causes some of these interesting scenarios as price is making its way to the different extensions. It's interesting to follow. It's interesting to follow. It really is. But yeah. So that's it, man. That's gold. That's gold. Questions here? Ernesto, good morning. Nope. All right. any other pairs that you guys want me to take a look at before we wrap it up? No. Let's take a look. Look real quick at this CAD yen. I had my eyes on it earlier, and I kind of left it alone. So this CAD yen daily time frame, right? We're in this 80-20 scenario. Got back to the top of this range, and we're getting this pullback now. Come to the 4, and looking for price to push down into the sweet spot, man. Still hasn't fully gotten there. So I think we could have some more. That's a sub fib there. I think we still have some more potential retracement in it to go. We'll see, right? But I want price to come down into this zone here on this CAD yen, right? So I'm sitting tight, right? Just allowing it to do what it's doing. But if I get price to push down into this zone, right, then I'll look to pull the trigger on it. To come back to the 1, right? And this is that 80-20 scenario, right? Coming out of the weekend, bang. It's trying to make its way, right? It's been taking forever. Trying to make its way, though. So we'll see if we get that continued push down, right? Back into that range. Yeah. Want to see it push down more like that. And then we'll see what happens there. So maybe next week. We'll see where it is. Okay. Did I do that? Yeah, I did do that. Take that back to the 1. Here we go. There's a 15. Right? There's a look on the 15. So still hasn't gotten to that 382. Okay. And that's on the 15. But 80-20 scenario, slowly taking its time to play out, but it's playing out nonetheless. Right? So now it's just being patient and allowing it to get to a spot, and then we'll take a look at it from there to see what happens. All right. So that is the CAD Swiss. I'm waiting on this deeper retracement to happen. Right. And if I don't get it, that's okay too. But we'd love to see it come down like that. Cool. Questions on the CAD? I'm not CAD Swiss, CAD yen. Questions on the CAD yen? All right, last call. Any other pairs before we wrap it up?
Oil.
Let's do it. And we'll wrap it up there. Just trying to get back long. Might have to do a fresh markup on this one too. Let's see. To the daily. Clean these fibs up a little bit. This is a chart that I have not looked at recently. So play with it and see. All right, so here we go. Yeah, Donette, it did. We looked at it a little bit earlier. It did. It's moving nicely. That GU to the upside. All right, so oil, right? Stuck in this range. Been stuck in this range since November. Stuck in the range since November, right? Got down to the $69 level, right? I think the government wants to get it down to 60. We'll see if that happens. We got a lot to break through, a lot to work through to get there. But it's ranging nonetheless, right? So we got a support level right there as well. Right, and we got a resistance there. So that's the daily. Let's see. We'll run the fib off the low. I believe it got taken out, but yeah, got taken out to the downside. So coming off the top like this. Surprise, surprise. Right? Still in this 80-20 scenario, just trickling to the downside. So we'll see what happens. This is interesting. D extension at $64. This will be interesting to see. As the months move forward. If if this narrative regarding keeping those interest rates higher for longer gains some steam, we could see this push more to the downside, right? Because that'll lend towards more contraction, decrease in demand, those types of conversations. Recession conversation could come back into the fold. So we'll watch how that narrative plays out, and to see if there's any other natural disasters that happen, or any global geopolitical things that come about that cause a decrease in demand. Those types of things will have an impact and push this to the downside if that's what it's going to do. So we come here to the 4, and that's our fib on the 4, right? D extension at 65. So in that similar range as the daily, right? So we need a breakout in one direction or the other. Interesting. So come down to the 1. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Taken out there. Let's come here. All right, that's your fib on the 1. Shallow retracement. Still hasn't gotten to that 382, but that range is right there. Right? So longer term, that's what it is. If we're looking to trade this range, which could be in play at some point, let's see. Let's zoom in on this. So if we came off the top of the range, no go. B boundary, that should push. So we'll flip it. So you could be in for a retracement in the short term, right? Could be in for a retracement in the short term. Haven't gotten this 382 off this sub fib here. All right, we'll drop down to the 15 and look at it as well, along with the cloud. But it's trying to turn over here, so you could be in for a retracement and then a potential continuation to the upside. All right. We broke out of this zone here on that push.
So this is what I was looking at, Ryan. And this is where I get confused on the 80-20. Would you consider that a retracement to the 382 with those wicks right there? Yeah.
The low is 7714. 7701. It didn't get there.
Okay.
Didn't get there. Right. Yeah. And then the other way to kind of, yeah. So that question, it didn't get there. Right. Didn't get to that 382. And then if you drop down to the 15, right, now you can use your cloud and look for that break. Yeah. So it could be in for retracement to come, right? If we break through this cloud, right? We might get another push to the upside first and then break through, but potential retracement coming and then potentially get long. Okay. So that's it. That's it. All right. We'll see if we get this move down. Something like that. Something like that. Cool. That's oil. That's oil. And that'll be that retest of the cloud. All right. So that's it, good people. Any questions on anything that we covered this morning? No. All right. Cool deal. Well, we'll be back at it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Asian session with my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Until then, you guys have an awesome Thursday. We'll see you tonight. Peace.
Thank you.
You are welcome.